Jane Fonda is not only an acclaimed two-time Academy Award-winning actress and physical fitness guru of the 80s, she's also been an advocate for women, the downtrodden, and veterans for decades. Born in 1937 into Hollywood royalty, Fonda has constantly reinvented herself during her extraordinary life.
The lesson for me is that you just never know what's in store in life.
Here's a look at the stunning transformation of Jane Fonda, the living epitome of been there, done that.
Oh, it feels good. Stretch those shoulders. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hard Knocks. As the daughter of acclaimed actor Henry Fonda, Jane seemed destined to follow in the footsteps of her famous father. Born Lady Jane Seymour Fonda on December 21, 1937 in New York City, she attended boarding school and Vassar College before dropping out and jetting to Paris to study art. Fonda's father was reportedly cold and distant, and her mother committed suicide when Fonda was only 12. The stress led the budding actress to an eating disorder that she battled for years. Fonda blamed her father for her bulimia. She wrote in a 2016 essay, "My father would send my stepmother to tell me to lose weight and wear longer skirts. One of my stepmothers told me all the ways I'd have to change physically if I wanted a boyfriend." Her art later imitated life in a scene she shot with her father in On Golden Pond in 1981.
Maybe you and I should have the kind of relationship that we're supposed to have.
What kind of relationship is that?
Well, you know, like a father and a daughter.
Sex Kitten. Fonda's youth and good looks landed her a series of films that earned her quite the sexy reputation. In fact, many saw Fonda as the American version of French bombshell Brigitte Bardot. But Fonda wasn't buying it. She told Vanity Fair, "I'm nothing like Bardot, and she's nothing like me." That didn't matter. Audiences wanted more. What they got was 1968's sexy sci-fi hit Barbarella.
She makes science fiction something else. Jane Fonda is Barbarella.
Fonda later explained her unhappy feelings about her role in the iconic movie to 60 Minutes, saying, "For a long time I couldn't look at it. I thought that it was politically incorrect, you know?" Eventually, she said she lightened up a bit.
When they put me into that machine that was supposed to kill me by orgasm, instead of being kind of scared and everything, I should have gotten in and laughed.
Heating things up. Ironically, Fonda went on to marry the ex-husband of Brigitte Bardot, Roger Vadim, in 1965. The marriage would last 7 years and produce a daughter, Vanessa, in 1968. It was Barbarella director Vadim who ignited Fonda's sexuality and told her to really work that Sex Kitten brand.
Well, if you simply must insist, I guess so.
She told Vanity Fair, "What Vadim gave me was huge. He reawakened me sexually. There's no doubt that part of my attraction to him in his life was because it was so different from the repressed style in which I had been raised." OG activist. When her marriage with Vadim ended, Fonda returned to the States and dove into political activism.
Our responsibility as Americans is to concern ourselves with what our country is doing. Daniel Ellsberg said recently, "We're not fighting on the wrong side, we are the wrong side."
In 1973, she married fellow activist and former California Senator Tom Hayden. They would eventually divorce in 1990 after producing a son, Troy. Fonda worked tirelessly, opposing the Vietnam War and supporting the civil rights movement.
Culturally, psychologically, economically, politically, gays and lesbians are discriminated against.
But she was highly criticized for a trip to Hanoi, where she was photographed singing a song with the North Vietnamese at a gun site, a move for which she later apologized.
I take responsibility for the mistake that I made. The photograph that was taken of me sitting on a gun. It was a terrible, terrible thing.
Despite that mistake so many years ago, Fonda didn't stop, and she's still just as politically vocal today.
I guess the lesson is that we shouldn't be fooled by good-looking liberals, no matter how well-spoken they are.
Losing herself. In 1991, Fonda married CNN tycoon Ted Turner, a marriage that her adopted daughter Mary Williams said ate her alive, according to Williams' memoir, The Lost Daughter. By the end of their troubled union, during which Ted would cheat with numerous women, Fonda had become a fragile shell of her former self. Williams wrote, "While Ted was his usual upbeat self, my mom was greatly diminished physically and emotionally. She'd lost a lot of weight from her already tiny frame. Emotionally, she was shutting down."
I remember when I was 62, and I had done something that was very, 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 very painful and difficult. I had left Ted Turner, my third husband, who I loved very, very much.
Giving back. Despite her relationship troubles, Fonda has found solace in giving back. She's been very active with charitable organizations, focusing her energy in supporting youth in education, adolescent reproductive health, the environment, human services, and the arts. She founded several organizations, including the Jane Fonda Foundation, which she began in 2004 with $1 million from her own pocket. In the mid-90s, Fonda founded the Georgia Campaign for Adolescent Power and Potential, the GCAPP. At the time, Georgia led the nation with the highest rate of adolescent pregnancy, and Fonda led the way in changing that. #FITSPO. Fonda is sexy and fit, even in her 70s. But that FITSPO goes way back. An aerobics guru in the 80s, her original workout video became the best-selling video of the time.
Back then, if a woman went to a health club, there'd be a gym for men and nothing for women.
Fonda's been releasing popular workouts ever since. In 2014, Fonda told Shape, "People are still doing them. People have been doing the original workouts consistently for the past 30 years.
I used to think these were real puny, but I'm 79 years old. What matters is that I use them."
Getting real about the work. Fonda's come clean about the work she's had done, telling The Guardian, "I wish I were brave enough to not do plastic surgery, but I think I bought myself a decade."
My skin is stronger, it's repaired, firmer, incredibly radiant.
Fonda enjoys being a role model and wants to inspire women as they age. She told The Guardian, "I like helping younger women be less afraid of getting closer to death. I'm very youthful. I have passion. I have curiosity. I've always had a lot of energy. I have a fake hip, knee, thumb, more metal in me than a bionic woman, but I can still do Pilates." No regrets. Fonda has lived quite a life, but does she have regrets? She told The Hollywood Reporter, "No. Why waste time? See, when you get older, you want to spend time thinking about what you're going to regret between now and when you die. So when you die, you have a minimum number of regrets." Today, she stars with her friend, activist actress Lily Tomlin on the Netflix series Grace and Frankie.
Do we look like we're senile and can't remember anything? Where is the car?
And in what Fonda calls her third act, the actress teaches others how to feel their very best, no matter their age, in her book Primetime: Love, Health, Sex, Fitness, Friendship, Spirit, Making the Most of All Your Life. In it, she writes, "This book is for those of us who, like me, believe that luck is opportunity meeting preparation. That with preparation and knowledge, with information and reflection, we can try to raise the odds of being lucky and of making our last 3 decades, our third acts, the most peaceful, generous, loving, sensual, transcendent time of all."
Thank you, Mr. Dooley. Next time you're in New York, just call me up.
Thanks for watching. Click the list icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out this other cool stuff we know you'll love too.